Here are 5 reasons why tattoos on women is a big red flag, especially in traditional countries like this one. Reason number 1 why tattoos on women is a red flag, and it's pretty simple. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard this before, but you don't put bumper stickers on a Lamborghini. And the meaning is, a female body is beautiful on its own. It doesn't need some clip art that usually looks like it's been drawn by a drunk 5-year-old on it. It is beautiful the way it is. The lines and the curves that men appreciate in women's bodies don't need to be interrupted by dragons and butterflies, roses and skulls. And if a woman wants to make herself look more beautiful or put some personality in her appearance, well, there are only 4 ways how you can do it: diet, exercise, makeup, and hairspray. And there's a million ways how you can express yourself or pay tribute to a member of your family who passed away that doesn't make your body look like a family fridge with your kids' drawings and magnets from different countries on it. There are not that many men out there who would say, I love that girl over there, but I'm not going to date her because there is no Hello Kitty tattoo on her tits. And if you are one of those men, you should work on yourself and your taste in women. So stay away from women with bumper stickers on them, because it is unlikely that there is a Lamborghini underneath. Number 2 reason why tattoos on women is a big red flag is quite simple, and especially in a traditional country like this one. And it is, you don't want to date a woman that looks or wants to look like a hooker. Let me explain. Pretty much in every culture, in every country, the very first category of women who adopted tattoos is pretty much always prostitutes. And listen, there's nothing wrong with that. But historically, and it's pretty clear here in countries like Thailand, that is what everybody else is imitating. You know, girls want to look sexy, or they want to look like a bad bitch. And listen, I understand that, and there are different ways how you can look sexy. But looking like a hooker is definitely one of them. But if you're a man, I would stay away from that, because why would you want to date a girl whose look is inspired essentially by hookers? And the other group of women who pretty much never have tattoos are usually teachers, attorneys, doctors, and so forth and so forth. So if you're looking at these 2 categories of women, and you're a woman, you say, you know what? I don't want to look like them. I want to look like them. That's not the type of a girl you would want to date, because there's always more. There's always a not a good reason why they want to imitate that category and not the other one. The reason number 3 why tattoos on women is a big red flag is quite simple. You don't want to date women who make unforced, premeditated, permanent mistakes. First of all, most tattoos on men or women have very little actual significant meaning. If you ask about the reasons, they are rarely good ones. And secondly, and most importantly, if a woman thinks that essentially a fashion statement, which tattoo is something that's also going to be fashionable and cool and good in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, that's what we're in business call an idiot. And you don't want to date an idiot, do you? And remember when the tramp stamps looked good and it was a cool thing to do, and now you see these grandmothers with grandkids walking around with this all being blurry and saggy, and you're thinking, oh my God, this is awful. If you think your tattoos are going to look any better, again, you don't want to date a girl who actually believes that. Imagine how many other permanent and poor decisions she makes in her life if this one, that I believe is an easy one to avoid, she didn't. And regardless of what your opinion on tattoos is, the reality is that a lot of times it is limiting in many different ways, and specifically with type of jobs that you can get. Remember, this world is still run by old farts like me and older than me, and a lot of us do not accept that. When we see a candidate who wants to work for us, who's got a sleeve tattoo or a neck tattoo, we're definitely most likely going to try not to hire that person. And there are many other ways how the older generation is really weary, at the very least, of people, and especially women, with tattoos. Why would you want to limit yourself in life by putting that on you when you don't have to? Number 4 reason why tattoos on women is a red flag, and it has everything to do with your health. As a matter of fact, as I researched this topic, I found way more reasons why it is bad for your health than I ever known before. And why would you want to date a girl who does not take her health seriously? Health is everything. Your happiness, your career, everything is based on your health. If you don't have good health, you are unlikely to have a good life. So why would you want to cross your paths and especially create a partnership with someone who doesn't care about her health and sacrifices it essentially just so she can put some clip art on her to look cooler or sexier? And the list of health issues that tattoos can cause is actually quite long. They include bacterial, fungal, and viral infections, skin conditions like keloids and other chronic skin conditions. Tattoo ink can interfere with MRI machines, so the image that your doctor is getting is not as clear, and therefore they can actually miss a pretty important condition, all because you just needed to have that. Bloodborne diseases like hepatitis B and C, it can even cause cancer. There are many studies that show that metal nanoparticles in ink can actually alter your DNA and increase your cancer risks. We're talking about cancer. Being health conscious and taking care of your health is a must-have when it comes to a potential partner. So if a woman bluntly ignores that, she is probably not for you. Number 5, and probably most important reason why tattoos on women is a red flag, is because these women are unlikely to have ever had a positive, strong male figure in their lives, which usually is their father. And if a woman has never had a strong, positive male figure in her life, she is not very likely to be attracted to you or even know how to respect you. So what is the connection here? Well, quite simple, actually. When a woman has a strong positive male figure like her father, it is a person who guides her to the good things and steers her away from the bad things. That's kind of the whole point. It is a male example and a male role model in her life. And those women in her 20s and 30s usually have their fathers in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and even 70s. And these are old school men usually. They're conservative, they look down on tattoos because they know what kind of limitations it brings into their daughters' lives. And you know, they don't want their precious little girls to be inked up and look like hookers. They don't, and they are very clear about it, and those women, those daughters, definitely know it. And a good traditional woman would never go against her father's wishes out of admiration and respect for him, even if he is no longer alive. So essentially, if you are a strong, positive, good man looking for a future wife, tattoos should serve as a big warning sign that you need to stay away from them, because they will never recognize you as a positive potential mate in the first place, and you will never get any respect from them because they just simply don't know how. So these are the top 5 reasons why you should stay away from a woman with tattoos if you're looking for a traditional woman to hopefully marry. But the best way to find these traditional women is to essentially move out of America or whatever Western country you live in and come to one of these amazing countries with traditional family values. And if you want to know how you can actually pull it off and essentially change your life, check out the millionmanproject.com, where I outline everything you need to know to make that big change.